So in this video, we're going to be discussing manual feeds for the plotter or sheet feed and some of the more custom settings when you're plotting. Just like with the Ricoh laser printer video, this is assuming that you've already watched the basic print video. So just to get to there again, you want to go to design.ncsu.edu/operations, go under IT, go under printing resources. It takes you here. You notice there's an area for print tutorials, and then in here you notice that there's a video. This college design print setup tutorial is kind of the basic video. So this is assuming that you've already watched that. So for this video, we're going to set up a plot, custom sheet feed plot, and go over some of those settings. So the first thing is that if you're doing a sheet feed, there is a little quirkiness in regards to setting up the dimensions and having it print correctly. So if you're doing a custom size or if you're doing a sheet feed, what we recommend is for you to rotate it to portrait. So for instance, this is landscape right now. For this file, we're gonna, I just have this so we wouldn't have to do it, but this is rotated to portrait. For this specific custom size we're going to use is 20 by 28. Just to go through that real quick, we're going to go into the print dialog. We're going to go to BS203 plot 1, which is one of the plotters. We're going to go into print settings. From here, we're in the previous video, you want to go left to right, so down here, then to the right. So first thing what we're going to do is we're going to do a custom size for this. So since this is 20 by 28, this is what you want to do. You want to do the width as the smaller number, 20 by 28. And like I said, you want to rotate your file to portrait, so make sure you do that. So I'm going to call this, I'll just leave it custom, 1 or something. So I'm going to save this. And you notice that this changed to 20 by 28. We're going to change this to sheet feed. And we're going to change the paper type to whatever paper type that you may have. So let's pretend you have heavier paper than what's in the printer, which is coated paper. So I'm going to say it's heavyweight coated paper just for this example, just to change it. And then you want to slide this slider to the right, and then you want to OK this. Give it a moment for this to adjust, and then notice that this looks correct. Then we hit print. This is fine. So here's where you would want to, after we log into the print charges, it'll pop up, but it's going to come up in a second. So we're going to log in here, and then what I would do is at this point I would pause. Now don't take too long, because if it takes more than a couple minutes it's going to time out, but I would pause and then go load the paper in the plotter. You don't want to load the paper too much earlier, because someone else can print on your paper. The plotter doesn't care what paper is loaded for the next job. So if you load your paper up and it takes you 30 minutes to actually send the file and it's a busy day, someone else is going to print on your paper. So what you do is you get to this point, you pause, you run up to the printer, you load up your paper. But if it's busy or someone else has their paper loaded, you have an opportunity to come back and cancel this and go back. So you do not want to hit print if you cannot load your paper or another job is already being processed. So if you go up to the plotter, it'll say processing job, it'll be printing something. You will not be able to load up your paper. So then you watch the next step of this video.
So this is how you physically load a sheet into a plotter. You may want to wait to load your sheet until the last minute, because if you have it loaded too early, someone may print on your sheet accidentally. But this is how you load the sheet from the plotter's end. You want to, from the home screen, you want to choose, hit this little paper here, go to options here. You want to go to load sheet here. So, and then we're going to choose the paper type. For this demo, I'm just going to choose coated paper for it. But you choose whatever paper type that you have. Basically, you want to follow the prompts from this point. So you notice this place sheet and input tray. The input tray is this, there's a little gap here. That's where you want to load the paper. Also, notice that there's this white line. So you want to have it lined up to that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to load this paper from hand. So I'm going to push this paper in. Basically, you want to go push it in until it feels like it won't go anymore. Let's see. There you go. Push in. So, and then notice it's lined up to that line. When we go back here, you're going to follow the prompt that says align sheet and OK. Now, if it's working correctly, it's going to start filling the paper. We're going to wait. So if it does not pull, that means it's not far enough down. So I'll basically Notice it's pulling the paper. Now what we're going to wait is we're going to wait for it to pull the paper through, but what you want to do is you want to watch the screen on the right hand side to see if it's saying any prompts. So notice it's too much skew, so we're going to use the lever to try to adjust it. The lever's on this side here, so I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to try to line this up with the blue lines the best that I can. See if that's good enough. I'm going to lower the lever and follow the prompts. I'm going to wait. This paper's going through. It's checking alignment. Oh, too much skew. We're going to try to align it again and lift this lever. Straighten this up again and check for alignment. And if it's aligned correctly, you notice it says this, and you hit OK to complete the load, and that's it. Thank you.